You ready?
I am ready. I'm ready. We basically missed a week, so we really need to get on this thing. So I'm just going to jump in.
Really?
Welcome back to Capes, Cowls, and Conversations. We have kind of fallen off for 1 week. We're in the process of moving and doing some job things, and then a lot of stuff to talk about and bring to you guys. And so we're going to do our best to do some catch-up episodes. First and foremost, I think Invincible came out, season 3.
Yep.
Season 3. Very, very interesting start to the season. Do you?
I love it.
See, we talked about this the other day, and this is, by the way, another instant reaction. As instant as we can get it, the first 3 episodes are out. We are going to spoil them. So if you don't want to hear that, you may want to skip this episode. But if you do want to hear it, go ahead and like, share, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, do all the things. Go in there and rate us and leave comments. And we're excited to hear what you have to say. And without further ado, yeah, you love it. I remember when we first talked about it coming, and I was like, hopefully his brother is gone. And you're like, no, you're going to love his brother. You're going to really like what they do with this character. I can't stand him. I hate him.
You're not there yet.
I hate him.
You're not there yet.
He's such a pain.
That's the whole point.
No.
You're supposed to feel for them because he is, Omni-Man's kid.
Gross. Okay, so I don't want to necessarily go episode by episode, but season 3 launched. What are your initial thoughts other than I love it? Tell me about it a little bit.
It's just like every season so far, it's accurate without being. Sometimes it literally is just panel for panel, line for line, like for adaptation. And then sometimes, they twist it a little bit and kind of keep you on your toes. And I like that. It's just a fun series to it's just a fun series to watch. And then like go back into the comics and see what they changed and see what they didn't.
So you've actually read what the comic that this season is coming from.
I've read every single issue.
Okay.
So, I love Invincible. It's a great series, great book. So
okay, so tell me a little bit. What's the same that you see? Comic translated to
this
screen.
Is probably so far the most translated from the book season so far. I think the only thing that really changed is how soon some events happen, but that's just because it's season 3 and they aren't going to be. The comic had the ability to run from 2001 or 2002 to 2019, whereas the TV show obviously doesn't get that luxury. So a lot of the stuff gets spanned out, and you'll see like one event. Like, you don't remember episode 6 or 7 from season 1, the one where the Reanimen get introduced for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That happens like, what was it, issue 20, 30? They don't really, that happens way later. Not like the first 13 comics, which is what the first season was initially based on. The first 3 issues are introducing Mark and Omni-Man, and the Guardians, by the way, don't even die till issue 7.
Okay.
Yeah. So a lot of the stuff gets moved around, but that's kind of the cool part for the show. So, like I said, there's a few things that happened a little bit sooner than they originally did. But again, probably the most translated from the page the show has been.
Okay. Any surprises?
Any surprises? For me, no. I saw it coming. I think that for me, I think the event called the Invincible War is coming this season.
Okay.
I know you don't know what that is, but I don't want to spoil it. So
no, only talk about what we saw. What we saw. Was there anything that surprised you?
I was surprised that the very end of the third episode had Angstrom back.
Okay, at the very end.
Yeah, soon. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I did not see Replicate coming back.
Duplicate.
Replicate.
Her name's Duplicate.
Her name's Replicate.
No, it's Duplicate. That's why
I didn't see Kate coming back, and we'll fight about what the rest of her name is. Swear it's Replicate. Her brother is.
Wait, did you not finish last season?
I didn't see her coming back to the team.
Oh, okay. I was like,
I didn't see her coming back
to coming back to the team.
Coming back to the team. I didn't see marrying.
Oh, I knew that.
Marrying Immortal. Which really appears to have divided everything, along with Mark. when Mark, it's very interesting to me his dynamic of I want to do what's just and what's right, and I don't want to kill. But when it comes to what's his name, the old guy,
Cecil.
See, when it comes to Cecil, I'll kill you. And I won't make no bones about it. I will kill you.
He's not saying he will kill him out of he's saying if he comes near his family,
he'll kill him.
He'll kill him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Out of self-defense because he thinks he'll attack his family, and he's shown signs that he absolutely would.
But he wasn't doing anything to Oliver at all. Except checking on the kid.
He didn't know.
He wasn't in a hurt Oliver kind of stance. He was down on his knee, looking him eye to eye, talking to him. And the next thing you see is
he has for context is a hole in a roof, and he looks down and sees Cecil with Oliver.
On his knee, down talking to Oliver, and he rushes down there, grabs him by the throat. He will kill Cecil, but he'll get mad if anybody kills anybody. He literally separates the teams. I mean, he causes the division of the teams.
I think
which I also didn't see coming.
You didn't see any of this coming?
No, I have been surprised by most of the show. I'm not surprised by Oliver, and I hate Oliver, but I've been surprised by most of the show this season so far. I like where it's going. The difference between this and the first two episodes of Spider-Man, I do feel a sense of where the show is going. And I mean, I couldn't sit here and tell you what's going to happen, which is a good thing, but I didn't feel a direction like we talked about with Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. I feel the direction of this season of Invincible for sure.
I think it's because this season at least gets to wrap up an arc within the first 3 episodes. Like Spider-Man needed that. I think needed a 3rd episode released with the first 2.
I don't know. I don't think the 3rd episode did a whole lot more for it.
Really? Because
no. And we'll talk about Spider-Man.
Yeah, we'll get into it. But with this show, I actually thought so. I knew all of this was going to happen. I thought it was going to happen like halfway through the season, not at the start. I thought it'd be the next episode or 2 before we would do that. But the divide happening on episode 2 is what shocked me. But I saw it coming. The blue suit so soon.
The blue and black suit?
Yeah. I gotta be honest though. I love the design to a degree. I love the upper half.
Can I just say, to me, that is okay. So what they did with the new suit is stupid.
What did they do?
Because to me, and Mark says it perfectly, he's like, a little more serious looking.
Yes.
Which to me, it does. It looks more serious. It's kind of like Nightwing. You take the yellow out of it and it's just dark blue and black and it's kind of like Nightwing. And I'm like, yeah, it is more serious. But then the news people and all the people watching are like, oh, it's Invincible. And I'm like, he does not look younger. He looks older and more mature. He looks like a superhero and not the kid of a superhero now. But that's not what people took from it, and that was weird to me. Like, people should have been is this Invincible's dad? That's what they should have thought.
It's a joke.
I know, I totally get it. I get what they did, but I don't get it because to me and even to Mark, he looks older. He looks more serious, not more like a kid.
Before I bring up the suit again, do you know who he's inspired by? Like, as
I would assume Nightwing.
So he is a cross between. When designing the character, he was meant to be a cross between Nightwing and Clark Kent.
Okay.
Yeah. His dad is supposed to be like Zod, not Superman. He's supposed to be Superman crossed with Nightwing.
Okay.
Yeah, but his suit, I hate the color pattern. I love the top half because it looks right, but then when you get to the belt, I hate the blue pants with the black shoes. It throws off the whole design, in my opinion. I feel like they should have kept.
I didn't love the redesign.
It's ripped out of the comics. It looks exactly this. Well, except for the gloves, they kept the fingerless gloves from the original suit in the show, but in the comics, it's actually full blue gloves. In the comics too, I hate that bottom half. I wish it was just a full black suit with blue boots, blue gloves, and blue paneling. Yeah. Like, that would have been, that's just me. But I feel like that's a better design than what we got. But that's, again, it's comic accurate, but I didn't like it. I didn't love it in the comics. It is the suit where a lot of messed up stuff happens to Mark. And when Viltrumites come in to play, I'm very concerned on how they're going to handle some of the storylines.
It'll be interesting to see, but sticking just to what we saw.
Yeah, sticking to what we saw. I don't know. It's a decent suit for now. He does swap back and forth between his classic and his black and blue in the comics, so I'm sure we'll see him back in.
I hope so, because I don't love the suit, but I do think it looks more serious, and I did think it was funny, not haha.
Yeah,
funny, ironic that both me and Mark are like, serious suit, and then everybody else is like, it's Invincible, which immediately called back to me. There's Mark being called Invincible, and then there's Oliver who's acting like Incrediboy from The Incredibles. I'm your sidekick. I'm Incredible. I don't have a sidekick. Go home, kid.
I thought they were gonna do the joke on Oliver at first, because just to change it up. But I thought they were gonna be like, "Oh my god, who's the purple kid? Is that Invincible? Because he's working with Invincible." Right. Like, I thought they would have done that, but
I was kind of surprised that of the name he chose Kid Omni-Man instead of Omni Kid.
So the comics spend a little bit of time on that, and the show kind of did too. That he has a weird fixation on his dad.
Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah, he really thinks his dad is right. But like, it's funny to me because if he were to talk to his dad now, he never would have done Chicago again.
Well, but the thing is, this is what doesn't make sense to me. He thinks his dad is right, and he doesn't understand why Mark and everybody doesn't worship his dad. But he was a baby when he left his dad. He should have no significant knowledge of what his dad did from his dad's perspective. He might have the world's perspective, the Earth's perspective of what his dad did, but he shouldn't have any of Nolan's perspective of what he did.
Well, at least in the comics, part of some of the stuff that was going on between Omni-Man and Invincible was recorded, like on live TV. So, and they have obviously talked about it with him, because he has knowledge of.
Yeah, but he should have their perspective.
Yeah, he does. But it's his dad.
It doesn't matter for Mark.
It doesn't matter for Mark because Mark's 18 or 19.
I'm just saying.
He's an adult.
I'm just saying it doesn't make sense to me that he has such a fixation on his dad and his dad being right for someone who never knew his dad as a thinking person. He was an absolute baby, and they don't explain why, and maybe they will in future episodes, but they don't really explain why he feels the way he feels about his dad. Like he shouldn't have that kind of knowledge.
Well, they'll get to it. Yeah,
So.
they do get to that. I was shocked by seeing Alan the alien so soon too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, in the first episode, I wasn't expecting Alan and Nolan to show up. I was actually thinking that was going to happen later, but that was fun. That was just a fun moment. And I do like how Nolan's like starting to show that he cares for the people. It's funny. But I mean, at the same time, like you ended off last season with him going, I think I miss my wife. And I am ready for that reunion a little bit because that does happen in the comics too.
We'll see if they do it. We'll see. I don't know.
So,
anything else on these first 3 episodes?
Even Mark. I'm sorry, even Mark. Yeah, I'm so happy they finally got to it.
It's good that they put them together.
It took forever.
And the way they handled Even Amber was good.
Oh, in season 3?
Yeah, season 3,
okay.
Even Amber meeting each other on the campus, and Amber's like, "No, I'm glad that you got together. You belong there. I'm happy too." They're not going to try to create some love triangle of jealousy with Amber.
They're not going to do a love triangle, but I don't know if I'm ready for them to adapt her relationship outside of Mark.
Amber?
Yeah.
Oh, I really don't care about Amber as a character if they don't develop her anymore. If she kind of falls out of the show, I'd be fine with that.
They do develop her. It's just very mishandled in the comics in a really messed up way.
Well, I'm saying I hope that in the show they just don't address her anymore. That's a character that could fall to the side and not affect the story.
Yeah, I'm the same way. William is another character that I think falls off eventually too. But
remind me, William.
Mark's best friend.
The best friend.
Yeah.
The 2 guys. He's the skinnier of the 2 guys.
Yeah, that's not even saying that. I actually really like William in the show. He's a fun character, but he is the human characters in the show are about to probably fall off going forward, except maybe Mark's mom, just because they don't have a lot of relevant plot lines past like 100 to 200 issues in.
I'm fine with that. They've been good for Mark's character development, but I don't know that they need to continue through the show.
Oh, and then episode 3's opening.
Opening.
The opening sequence with the crooks.
I know what you're talking about. The silent opening.
That shocked me a little bit.
It was interesting. I didn't understand the point of it really. It felt like the story from Last of Us.
I was thinking about Up. Where it's all like a musical montage of like 2 characters' lives.
My thought was Last of Us, the
3rd episode.
The episode that didn't need to be made.
3rd or 4th episode? Yeah, but at least this, I don't know. This one didn't overstay its
welcome.
No,
it didn't overstay its welcome. I'm just saying that's how I felt when I watched it. Immediately, I was like, oh, this is kind of like Last of Us, explaining the relationship between the 2 guys that we weren't going to see the other guy the rest of the show.
Yeah. Well, they actually probably will. They will come back. They're reoccurring villains. But that was actually kind of sad. I was actually feeling really bad for them because, like, they tried to reform.
Yeah, they tried.
They really did, and then they relapsed so hard. And
well, life just seemed to hand them every bad card.
I mean, yeah,
and I mean, I think that does happen in real life. Some people just can't seem to win for losing, and those 2 guys were trying. And they just couldn't win for losing. Every step forward was 2 steps back. So
yeah, that got me real. That was like 7 to 10 minutes that I got really invested in out of nowhere. Like that was the thing that I think got me for that was that I actually did care about that where I didn't really care in The Last of Us. It wasn't like that didn't provide anything to the story. There, at least you could be like, Mark just didn't even know.
Well, I mean, yes, and it ended up providing an opportunity for Oliver. You were going to provide it one way or another. It was actually a pretty cool way to do it.
Yeah.
To provide an opportunity for Oliver to come in and show some power and Mark to get upset. Like, you're not supposed to be. He didn't set, him and his mom have never really set good, strong ground rules for Oliver. And I think that was part of the conversation there is Mark says, you're not supposed to use your powers without me. And Oliver's like, I'm not, you're right here.
Yeah. I think the that they really do struggle with trying to figure out, because he is smart. That's one of the things they really proved in the first episode is that he knew to lie about his power. He's had them for a good period of time.
He's cunning. He's not. It's not necessarily that he's just smart. He's.
Oh yeah.
He's willing to be clever and.
Yeah. So he's knowing how to twist their words.
He definitely has some bad guy qualities in him, like future bad guy qualities. Did I just foreshadow something? Don't tell.
No, he just, just can't really talk about it. Yeah.
We'll see. But that's to me, when I watch him, I'm like, man, he has some future bad guy qualities about him. And also because I don't believe for 1 second that he ever felt remorse about killing the two guys.
Oh, no. He literally actively.
Even when he told his mom finally, okay, it was wrong. And she's like, you need to mean it. And he's like, I do mean it. I love you. I still think he's lying.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. No, that is, just from listening to the way he talks, yes, he was absolutely lying. You can tell he's lying because they showed you that the other one was surrendering. It took me a minute to even hear what he was saying because he was so muffled. After the second or third time, he was saying, I give up.
Yeah.
And he said, I don't care.
Yeah, exactly. Which is what a mortal heard.
Or no, it's
it's too late.
It's too late. Yeah.
It's too late. Which is what a mortal heard. He heard the whole thing. Hey, this kid has no remorse at all.
No, so. I think it's funny that Cecil and in turn Immortal were both like, Mark proved that I was right. And it's like, no, Kid Omni-Man proved you were right. You attacked Mark for no reason.
Well, Cecil was out of line, I think, at the end of that little sequence, too. And he turned to Mark and he goes, I see you've been training him in the family business. Oh, he knows Mark doesn't kill. He knows Mark doesn't kill. So to say that to Mark, I see you've been training him in the family business. Really, Cecil? How many people have you ordered the deaths of caused the deaths of?
See, I know you said the thing where you're like, oh, it's weird that Mark would kill Cecil, but I don't think he'd actually kill Cecil. I don't think he'd kill Cecil.
He would.
I don't think he'd kill Cecil unless he actually did anything. I think he will make a lot of it because he literally says it in an episode. He's like, you said you would kill Cecil. He's like, I had to make it look real so that he would believe me. But
I think he would.
I don't think he just
Cecil might be one of the people that he would kill. I don't think Mark kills like Oliver did, but I think Cecil's one of the people he would kill.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong. You've read the comics, but that's how I feel.
Well, so how do you feel?
About what?
Okay. So I want to see what side you're on because in my opinion, I am a little black and white. I think D.A. Sinclair and Darkwing prison.
I don't think Darkwing should be out. I side with Mark on that. And deciding that you can use the Reaniman.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna use them for good. Nope.
No, because it's still corpses. It's still desecrating
it's still
corpses.
Wrong.
Yeah, it's 100% wrong. There are actually people in the real world that if this was a real scenario, there's people on Reddit debating if it's if he's right.
No, he's definitely wrong. Mark is in the right here. I love that the friends all kind of stood up for him.
Oh yeah.
All took his side against Cecil.
He's such a crude character in the show. He's not a crude character in the comics at all. But I love Rexplode. He is.
Oh, he's funny.
He is so different in the show than he is in the comics, but in a good way.
He's funny for sure. And then I will say there was one guy there's one guy. I looked at the cast on Amazon and I can't see who it was, but I swear when they're on the rooftop, the black guy who just took over his city.
Oh,
that guy sounded like Adam Sandler to me, the one that's talking to him.
Oh.
They just talked to the Chinese guy with the jaw.
Yeah.
And then they go up on the rooftop and he's like, listen, boss, you got to do what he says. You're part of the order now. Blah, 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 blah. And the the black guy's like, I'm not doing it. I just took over the city. And I swear that the guy he's talking to is Adam Sandler. I was like, oh my gosh, did they add Adam Sandler to the cast? But I can't prove it. But he sounds just like him.
I'm having an issue with his name because I remember the character because he was introduced in season 1.
I don't think they ever actually said his name in that episode, so I don't know it. But I swear they added Adam Sandler to this cast because he sounds just like him. But anyway, it's not super important.
Oh, and Debbie and Paul. That was it was cool that he was very he responded very well to being told about Mark's father.
I don't know.
No? I like that she has someone to talk. Titan, that's his name. The other guy is a portal guy, and he's not.
It said isotope on the screen.
Isotope. Oh, Chris DM.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's actually.
No, it's him.
I don't know if that's actually who that guy was.
But yeah, that's who it is. Isotope, because he can teleport.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not Adam Sandler, but man, he voices that character like he sounds like Adam Sandler. I just knew they added him to the cast. I was like, yes. Because the cast of this show is just stupid.
It is
all
insane.
all the cool people that are in the show.
But Titan. So I love his like little Kingpin Luke Cage-esque thing. He's like Luke Cage if he took over Kingpin's role. It's kind of that arc at the end of Luke Cage, actually.
Yes,
just being
the final season of
and I like it. I like that he's like, I'm just trying to make my city better. I don't want to be the bad guy. He's like, well, you kind of have to talk to the bad guys. Be a good guy. I also like that. That's kind of a theme in the show where you have characters that are. Like you have Mark, who is really, really trying to be the black and white good guy. And you have Cecil, who was the black and white good guy.
I was interesting to see some of Cecil's backstory.
I love his backstory.
Finally seeing his backstory.
Yeah, I love his backstory from the comics. I love that they adapted it to the show because that was nice. I also love the him meeting him and Omni-Man scene. I didn't know if they would adapt it or not. Because it's cool to know that he knew he was lying the whole time.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't just an investigation started when the Guardians of the Globe died. It was an investigation he started
as soon as he appeared.
Second he met him. Yeah.
We don't trust you. We're going to start a file on you. We're not going to tell you to your face. We'll tell you to your face the way thanks for coming to help us. And we'll welcome your help, but not from the beginning.
Yeah. And I like that. While you have Cecil, who is that kind of morally gray, and you have Invincible, who's the black and white. You have Titan in the middle, who's like really like wants to be like Mark, but is also like shifting towards being Cecil.
His life forces him to. Yep.
Yeah.
So far, I will say, instant reaction to Invincible, the first 3 episodes. I will say, in all fairness, they're the 3rd season in, so they had more to work with. But I am so much more excited about this than Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. But they're just getting that show picked up, and we're going to talk about that one here soon. But for now, unless you have something else, we're going to remind everybody to like, share, subscribe, notify, rate us 5 stars or 1 if you really don't feel like we do a good job here. We'll take the feedback. And otherwise, we will see you next time.